I said I don't really do daylight videos, but this was urgent, and I feel like somebody need to hear this. Okay, this is very important. Some of y'all feel like your destiny was blocked because somebody didn't choose you. But let me explain something to y'all in this video. Okay, I'm gonna explain something real important about what I just said. Okay, those people who didn't choose you, they are suffering. Okay, this is no lie, y'all. I know y'all think they ain't suffering, but they are. Okay, divine ones are always worthy of marrying and settling down with. So if they didn't choose you, even as a teenager, whoever they chose was based upon lust, or they was their narcissism was being fed by that person. That's why they chose that person over you. Okay, I have a true story that happened to me, and it has taken me many, many, many years to talk about it. I haven't even talked about it with my daughter, but I had a childhood love of mine tell me they was going to marry me, and I waited on them thinking they was going to marry me. They went to the military, and they lied to me. They told me that they would be there to see me, and they would put a ring on it and all this stuff. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they was coming back and seeing another woman, and I happened to see them at my friend's football game, and I was shocked to see them there because literally they was only 10 minutes away from my house, and they knew it. But obviously, they didn't think I would see them at the game because I normally never went to the games. They knew I wasn't really into sports at that time. So, like going to sports games. So, I don't think they thought I was going to see them there. But I was so shocked to see them in like their uniform and was like, wait a minute. Like, why didn't they come through like they promised? Like, they wrote me this one letter saying that they was going to marry me and they never wrote me again. Like, they said when they get done with boot camp, we was going to be a couple. Now, guess what? Years down the road, I'm telling y'all my true story. Years down the road, about back in 2010, they found me on Facebook and was like, how are you doing or whatever, and I was like, I'm fine. Now after all these years, they decided to hit me up on Facebook. They knew where I lived at. I literally lived 5 minutes away from their house, so they knew. But they were like so hiding, trying to hide from what they did. They think I don't know that they chose this other woman. They think I don't know because I looked at their Facebook and I saw the time they got married. Right around the time he was supposed to be seeing me. Okay, he was with her, and his kid, his oldest son, is like 2 years, a couple, like 4 years older than my daughter. So that's how I know. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. And he just wanted to see how my life was, to just see if like I did good without him. He was, narcissistic. People used to tell me he was narcissistic and when we were young, but I didn't listen to it. Okay. His charms and all that, I fell for it. Plus we were friends. Um, so I was like really shocked, but I guess he was a fake friend the whole time. Now, the wild thing about it is he put on Facebook the same day he messaged me. If somebody, I'm telling y'all my story so y'all can understand, I'm speaking from experience. He put on Facebook, if somebody don't choose you, if somebody don't want you, don't be bitter and just move on. Now that's what he posted right before he messaged me. Because he knew that I wasn't speaking to him on Facebook. So he was trying to hope that I would see his post because we got the same friends because we grew up together. And maybe that would compel me to speak to him. That's how manipulative narcissists are. He put on Facebook about 10 years ago, if somebody don't want to be with you or don't choose you, don't be bitter, forgive and move on. And then he messaged me and said, how you been doing? I said, fine. I said, writing my books like I was when I was a teenager. And then he kept talking and I just ghosted him in the chat. I just ghosted him. Now, I said, I know his life is like horrible. Okay. When I went to go look, he showed up in my Facebook recently out of nowhere. I said, "Who is this?" I said, "Oh, that's his mom," in the news feed. So what do I see? He's retired from the military and completely out of shape. Okay, why is he out of shape? Because he chose a woman that didn't care about his weight. I'm sure this woman's cooking for him, got him in there fat and everything. Knowing I was into fitness, me and him would have been straight up ripped together. He knew I was in heavily into fitness. But see what I'm saying? He chose a woman out of lust and out of narcissism. And the only reason why he got ahead physically was because he's in the military. Now that he's retired and home, he looks beat up, battered, and bruised. But my point, my point, like way out of shape compared to when he was in the military. Like a real big chubby dude. He's a chubby dude, like way out overweight. But my point is, when he was with me, we was hiking, walking, everything. We both was into the military. We was into military stuff. So you see what I'm saying? He didn't upgrade. He downgraded, thinking that he upgraded. But he was covert trying to get my forgiveness. That's why he put that in the news feed and messaged me. He wanted me to read that post and then forgive him. I have not let him out of karma because I broke up with somebody who wasn't good for me, thinking he, okay, was better for me because that's how he tricked me. And yet he gonna sit up there and lead me on, say he gonna marry me, but marry somebody else. You know, I started to like screenshot his letter and his picture and say, I wonder if your wife would like to know that you sent this to me, like in the same damn time period. But I didn't do that, y'all. But that's what I'm saying. In the end, they don't win. Okay? They think they chose somebody better than you. They didn't. Every single partner of mine that I was in a serious relationship, when they said, oh, they chose somebody out of lust. Okay? You know what they did? They tried to cycle back to me. And I said no. They suffer right now. One of them is like a full-blown alcoholic because why he got with an alcoholic exotic dancer. That's what he was chasing out on the streets. And cheating with hoes. So that's what he got. And my other partner, heavy karma. Okay, 3 partners cheated, chose somebody out of lust. Now they all suffering. But the point that I'm making is they gonna pay. Okay, they're gonna pay. If you ever just go even look at their Facebooks, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this don't even look like the same person. Like you'll see that they age faster. That even though they're the same age as you, they look older than you. Hi everybody. Oh hi Anthony. Hi Anthony. You so sweet. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best of the best woman out here, but I'm a loyal woman. It's even in my natal chart. Fated to be loyal. I would never feed a guy, a bunch of junk food. I would never feed a man. I would never cook a meal that's unhealthy. You know, but they choose women that want to give them, pork and pig feet all the time and stuff. And it's like, wow, want to turn up and buy alcohol. And with the women that want to buy them drugs and alcohol, this has happened to me more than once. And it's like, wow, So I look at them and I be like, wow, you're really suffering, And when he came up in my Facebook recently, I noticed he ain't no pictures of him and his wife. It's like always the pictures are separate. She is separate pictures than him. So he going through something with her. He going through something with her. But that's what he get. That's what he get. Now let me tell you reason why. Another reason why they suffer is because they left the door open for the devil to come for you. Like this is deep. Because you was better for them, best for them, and they did not listen to God. They not only hurt themselves, but they also hurt you, traumatized you, and then I left the door open for the devil to trick you. See what I'm saying? They attracted a devil's minion to you through the trauma they left you with. Hi, everybody. So I knew somebody had to hear this. New love is coming in your direction. Don't go back. I'm telling y'all, they gonna want to reset. They gonna want to start over. Some of them was tired of suffering, being alone. I'm tired of being alone. Well, they shouldn't have chose who they chose. Okay, so live your best life, have fun, and meet somebody new. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some of y'all may not agree with this, but if your own damn partner, married partner, is trying to like keep you out of shape and all that, they're no longer chosen for you. Somebody can lose chosenness for you. God can revoke their card in your life. You know, take it back from them. So if you're in a marriage and somebody don't respect you at all, they don't care, they're purposely trying to get you fat, purposely trying to keep you stuck and all that type of stuff, you need to tell them to your face, I'm not about a committed relationship with you. Don't just go out there and cheat. Like, tell them, like, I'm not trying to be committed to you. We can either separate or you can divorce me. You do what you got to do. I really don't care. We can do this. We can go ahead and finish it off or whatever. But you don't be committed to the devil. I don't care if you even married to them. I don't care if somebody's giving you devil food right now, because the Capricorn energy, devil food, want to corrupt you, want to make you weak, want to treat you like you old and bitter and washed up, want to treat you like you 90 when you know we're near 90. Tell them I'm good. Okay? Now you could go ahead and be mad because I didn't open this relationship up and moving the hell on. But you took it here. Like, tell them straight to their face. Hi, everybody. Y'all better stop being loyal to these demons. They ain't loyal to you. Your optimism, the devil can use optimism to trick you. Optimism don't mean the person's doing you right. That's you being hope. And like the one coach said, hopium, that doesn't get good results. Okay? If the results ain't there, you move on. You don't have years to wait for the results to come with that person. Like, as a matter of fact, at this point, y'all, what we dealing with in the air and all that, one season. That's it. That's it. No more like a whole year for somebody to change or somebody to prove that they belong with you. No, you get one season. Okay? I gotta just think about this, y'all. You are alive right now. That would mean you won the lottery. Okay? You alive right now. You could be one of those victims in the mass shootings. The fact that you're not selected for that, the fact that you ain't had robbers breaking your house, hurt you, kill you, nothing. Take advantage of the time that you're given. Because it's really not promised. I've spoken to people who were going to get married and they walked out of my house and was murdered. Like, this is a real thing. My brother-in-law was supposed to marry my sister. He was going to propose to her that night. Walked out my house and was murdered by a bunch of Nazi lovers, white supremacists. So when I'm telling y'all, move on. One season. That's it. Nobody gets a year anymore. Don't take people back. They only coming back because they trying to get out of the karma for leaving you, for not choosing you. That's the only reason why they coming back. You notice that when they come back, look at them. Look what they ain't working with nothing. When they come back, they beat up, battered and bruised, out of shape, broke, struggling, all this other stuff. They don't never come back and their life is together. So I'm just telling you, no lie. They only come back because they know your kindness and good heart. You might look past their karma. And yet the karma that they got is because they did. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't know if y'all still here. Hi, everybody. Tell your places and blessings. Oh, thank you very much. I'm telling y'all, look. People only come back to get out of their karma. I'm telling you, no lie. Okay, when they choose other people and not you, and you ain't did a damn thing wrong to them. You've been like the biggest fan. No. Okay. That person, that person chose somebody who they want to be worshipped and not loved. See, they chose somebody who they thought they would worship them. But see, there's toxic worship, y'all. There's toxic worship. And so they end up getting with people who flip the switch on them. The same switch they flipped on you. The person they left you for or chose over you is flipping the same switch on them. Like, it's so weird how the universe works that way. So it's like when they say, low key not choosing you, I'm just gonna do vanishing act, regardless of the promises I made. And they get with another person in secret, you know, like the guy did me, was seeing this girl while he was in boot camp, while he was almost through boot camp, and all that, trying to be slick. She probably was somebody hanging out around the boot camp base, because they got married pretty fast. So he obviously was juggling the both of us. I was his hometown girl, and she was his boot camp girl, whatever. His military base chick or whatever. She flipped the switch on him. Because there's no way in hell my man will be retired from the military and turning into Humpty Dumpty. You know, in the picture on his Facebook that came up in my newsfeed when his mom was posting, he's sitting there with all this food on the table. Like this huge hog. Okay? This is a guy that was like captain of his football team. You know, I would go see him play football, but I never went to the football games unless he was in them. But and he's sitting up there like only in his 40s and like Humpty Dumpty. And how's that possible? You was in the military as a captain, a master sergeant. So basically, this woman is feeding him, got him stressed out. He's stress eating. He's stress eating. And so, with me, like, you wouldn't be stress eating here, okay? Because I got you. Like, when a man is with me, you know, I'm one of those women that's like, if I hear your back hurting, I'm rubbing it. If I see your feet hurting, I got you. If you don't feel like cooking, I got you. I'm not going to argue with you about it. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to happily cater to you. I like catering to my partner in a healthy way. In a healthy way. Wash them up, whatever. You know? Mm-hmm. I already know if I'm treated good, the energy going to come back around to me anyway. The Creator's going to reward me. But when people don't choose you, the reward don't come back around to them. And they hide it from you that they're in karma too. That's why you think they only reach back when the person that they with is like they're falling out with that person. Okay? Because if they reach back to you while they're still with that person on a regular basis, you're going to be like, why you still choose them? Why you still with them when you know they treating you worse? Like, they know you're going to say that. So they wait till they fell out with that person and that karma then brought them down to their knees. Then they want to contact you. And then pretend like they ain't down to their knees. But as soon as you ask them questions, it's suffering. You know, you say, okay, how's your job life? Now, you say, are you making any money on your side hustle? No. You say, wait a minute, when you was with me, you was like ripped, you was fit, everything. Like, what happened? You know, oh, depression. Why are you depressed? I thought you chose somebody better than me. Like, I can tell you right now, if you're dealing with heavy depression in your relationship, all right, and you're not the one with the negative influence, the other you're not the one with negative influence, then you with somebody that just not right for you. Okay, the Creator don't want you with that person. Because somebody should be helping you through depression. They shouldn't be adding to it. But if you notice, when people choose other people over you, the people that they choose be adding to their depression. Be like the main people causing it. Hi, everybody. This video, somebody had to hear this. It was coming up I'm gonna tell you no lie. This is gonna sound real sick, but some people didn't choose you because the other person did sex spells on them. The other person was hold up, hold up, or using the Bible to control them. Like coming off baiting them. In like witch energy, and so they was under like a spell. But let me tell you, once they go to be with that person without work, like they got all day to be with that person, they realize that they chose a witch over you, or they chose a warlock over you, and then they be like thinking about like, damn, if only they could have you back. See what I'm saying? See, with divine ones, you could be around us all day, and you will not feel like you want to escape. But these witches, at some point during the day, you're gonna be like, I gotta get away from this witch. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Yeah, somebody needed to hear this because I keep getting like new love and all that type of stuff. I was getting that. So I'm telling y'all no lie. Stop. Look, when people don't choose you, but then they still want to keep you around, it's because they don't want you to replace them. Telling you, you're just a battery. When people don't choose you and they choose somebody else, but they don't want you to know, and they just keep lingering around and keeping the communication lines open and stuff and coming and going. Let me tell you, you are nothing but a battery. You're just there to remind them of their value that doesn't exist. Your kindness is making them feel valuable. You're just there to do that because the other person ain't. Other person ain't doing it. Telling you no lie. Telling you no lie. If you look, I can tell you right now, if you're struggling with losing weight, most likely something ain't kind to you. Like that's the realest talk. Like you could be the best person, good and all that, but if you're like always fighting with your weight, you're in an environment or city or around people, or somebody is too unkind with you, playing with your energy. When I see people, men who didn't choose me, although I was good to them, and I see how they like looking like they got one foot in the grave or they struggling with their weight, I'm like, oh, whoever they chose ain't good to them. Whoever they chose is draining them the F out. That's why they look like that. Hi, everybody. Yep, yeah, but keeping us around is real toxic. That's what the guy was doing to me. Okay? That's what was happening to me. I did not know that when he was coming in town on family, to see family when he was in the military. I did not know that he was just keeping me stashed away like that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch when he was like going back to his training and hitting those bars up and stuff while in training, he was seeing other women. See what I'm saying? He had me on strings and love letters while he was seeing other women. So, but I guess some other woman, this woman might have been like, coming off like she could be a better wife or whatever. So he chose her rather than someone that grew up with him. Like, who would choose someone other than the person that grew with them? That is like so wild. Okay, that I know somebody gets heavy karma for that. Like, if I grew up with you from like 12 years old, all through middle school and high school, and we was holding it down like best friends, kicking it, always getting along. Why the hell would I choose somebody over you? Like somebody else over you that came out the blue, that don't even know my roots. Like that's just wild, y'all. Hi, everybody. That's narcissistic as hell to be like, yeah, we didn't put 12 years in already on our friendships from our childhood. Bestie friends, but I'm going to go ahead and get with this older person that came out of nowhere who's seducing me. That's wild. The Creator wants us to meet our partners young, like as soon as possible, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Even the Native Americans and the Africans will tell you, like, it's better to meet your partners young while you're young. Because, you know, y'all don't got no baggage. Neither of y'all are bringing baggage into the relationship. But for somebody to go out there and choose somebody that got baggage over their best friend, childhood best friend, that's wild. That's wild. That's what happened to me, y'all. And she looked older than him. So I guess he was an 18-year-old guy that wanted the 20-something-year-old woman, or maybe 30-year-old woman or whatever, to put it on him or whatever. You know, I guess my teenage, but I wasn't putting out. So, whatever, y'all. I'm telling y'all, stop. And people be so quick to run and get somebody older because it's like, yeah, they experience and this and this and that. That don't mean that they better for you though. Like somebody you grew with and put years into, and y'all been getting along. Like even if they're not sexually experienced or all that, they still better for you. Like I wish, you know, the funny thing is this make me hate Facebook because these people shouldn't even know our lives anymore. When they don't choose us, they should be completely in the dark about us. You know, the fact that he was like watching my Facebook was like, wow, like, oh, you just watching my Facebook. How long you been watching my Facebook though? Like, well, here's the thing. I want to tell him so bad. You chose another woman over me. Why are you watching my Facebook? Why are you watching my Facebook? You never wrote me another letter. You came in town and drove right past my house. Okay, you went to the game. There's only 10 minutes from my house. You knew that I possibly might see you at the game. You didn't care because you straight up ghosted me for no damn reason. For no damn reason but some woman you had stashed away at military boot camp. And then I want to tell him, why are you watching my Facebook? You watching my Facebook because you regret choosing her. You got 2 kids and a whole wife. Why are you watching my Facebook? but that just goes to show how narcissists work. You know, they want to see if they was wrong about you, like, oh, you can't do better than them. So even though they didn't choose you, you're not going to be able to do better. Like they live in delusions. But a lot of them is living in delusions like that all because they really think their looks is determining their value. Like it's amazing how narcissists really gamble on their looks so much. Y'all. And some of them be only doing that because they think they got privileged looks. You know, pretty privilege. But it's like, then when they found out, like, you had pretty privilege too, because everybody got pretty privilege somewhere. Somewhere on this earth, everybody got pretty privilege. But these narcissists be thinking they're the ultimate pretty privilege. So some of them be thinking they can always do better than, you can do better than them. Like, they can always one up who you get. And so they troll your Facebook and stuff to see, you know. And some of them, they won't even come back to speak to you because they see that you did do better and they're triggered. They're triggered. So they be like, I'm not talking to you because you did do better. You kind of proved me wrong. So my narcissistic pride and feelings is hurt. I got narcissistic injury. So I'm not going to contact you. I'm gonna contact you. This is what they say. I'm gonna contact you when I feel like maybe you had enough years to get over that I didn't choose you. It's like no, there is no moving on from that. You didn't choose me. We done for life. There's no coming back. We friends. No, done. Okay. 20 years later, we will not be friends. No, I know that you just you want to you're trying to get forgiveness. You're worried about dying with karma, bad karma. You're trying to clear out your karmic debt without even confessing to it. No, it's a hard no. Hi, everybody. Somebody needed to hear this. Narcissists want to see if you, when they want to see when people don't choose you, they want to see if you went on and had fun and had a good time without them. That's why they be watching your Facebook and watching you and asking questions about you. It's wild, y'all. And it cracks me up though when they always try to circle back to you. It's like, why are you circling back when you know that you're a hot mess? Like, don't know. Come back the way you were, or don't come back at all. Like, even if we're gonna be friends, even if I forgive you and we're gonna be friends, you still better come back to the way you were before you didn't choose me, or don't come back at all. Cause then you're only coming back to harvest my energy. Cause you know you was always able to get it good from me. No. Y'all, I be calling it out. Oh, you're very welcome, Advanced. Yep. You would be shocked how much suffering they had from you. You know, and they make decisions. They make decisions that they shouldn't even make. Half of the decisions that they make, they wouldn't even made if they was with you. They wouldn't even make those decisions. You know, if you ever look, you'll see that like, you got all type of things involved, things you got going on. You doing all this different fun stuff. They ain't doing nothing. They just doing their typical 9 to 5, and that's it. That's it, y'all. I'm telling you, if you ever notice, they just 9 to 5 or go to the bar and stuff they face with food, tons of food. That's all they do. All while they want you to think that who they chose over you is better. Like, I mean, for example, okay, my second boyfriend, he chose somebody else over me, and he knew I was like crazy about him. I would catch 2 buses to go see him, you know, and get 2 buses home late, you know, sometimes 30 minutes late with curfew, just to see him or whatever. And he was playing games with my energy or whatever. And then one day I was like, why is he always like, just like unavailable, available, all this weird stuff. And then in that same year, I saw him at a clothing store with another woman, with another girl. And he was like all over her and all that, you know, in the line and stuff. And I said, oh, okay, it's like that. He didn't even see me in the store. And I was like, all right, or whatever. So he called me or whatever. So I said, I'm not answering this call because I see he didn't chose someone else. So that's it. Don't you know he had someone else call? When I started dating somebody new, he knew somebody that knew the guy I was dating. He had them call there, and then he got on the phone. And he tried to lie and say we were still dating. He was so mad that I moved on when he moved on. He was so mad that I didn't chase him. Okay? He basically was keeping me on strings and was choosing another girl. And this girl had a baby too. She had like a 2-year-old. And I'm like, wow, I don't even got kids. Like, this is crazy. But that just goes to show, you know what I'm saying? So I ran into him about like 15 years ago at the most. He was in this little restaurant. He sat down at the table and was staring at me in my face. I looked as good as hell. He looked as so faded. He looked like he smoked 1,000 cigarettes in one day. His skin was dull. His real beautiful skin color and eye color and all was all dull. And I guess he knew he looked real bad compared to how I aged. And I could feel like the bitterness in him, like, oh, I was able to be good. I was able to do good without him or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm waiting on my chicken wings or whatever. And he was like expecting me to be like chasing him like I used to, like calling his phone and all that. Be like, can I get your number? What you doing? I was like, I was like, well, see you later. Then my number's up, and I got my food and just walked out, and I could feel his narcissistic injury. Like I can feel like he was like, who the f does she think I am? I can remember when she was like all on my D, you know. I was like I was like pumpkin pie to her, apple pie to her. Now she gonna act like I ain't nothing, and I'm like, yeah, you ain't nothing, bruh. I saw you. I saw you with your arms around another girl. You ain't nothing. He didn't even know. He didn't even see me. He was in Burlington Coat Factory, and I was like looking at clothes, and I looked up and I said, "Tell me that's not him." And he turned around, and I saw him dead on in the face. And I was like, okay, now I see why. And he would like clown me. He would be like, "Oh, you ain't that cute," or whatever. He would try to say I wasn't that cute, and I'd be like, "Why are you joking like that? If we together, like, why are you joking like that?" And then like there would be times I would want to hold him, and he'd be like, "No, I'm good," or whatever. He thought because he was like a popular quarterback, he was the popular quarterback of a popular high school team, basically, and he had like model looks. He thought like women falling out of girls falling out his feet, that he could just like get any girl. But he didn't realize that I could get any dude. I could get plenty of dudes. So I said, well, fine then. And he was triggered. But the point that I'm making is, I look back on that stuff at my age now and I'll be like, I'm so glad that I didn't break my neck for dudes that didn't choose me. Like, I'm so glad that I was, I took a leap of faith and was like, okay, let me go out there and meet somebody new and just, roll. I didn't even argue with him. I didn't argue with him or the military dude. I was like, nah. Everybody was like, you should confront him and stuff. My girlfriend was like, you should confront him and stuff. Well, how you going to be at the game? Did he say he was going to come see you and propose to you? Y'all should have saw my face when I was at the game with my girlfriend. He was just standing there in his military uniform. Just standing there. Like he was like the ultimate man, ultimate guy at the game. He was standing on the sidelines because he was captain of the football team. So before he graduated. So he was just standing there like everybody want to see him in his uniform. And I was ready to go over there and be like, remember me? Hi. But I was like, no, I'm good. He didn't choose me. Well, he chose me and then went and chose somebody else and ghosted me. So, oh well. Right when you think, that's why I want y'all to think you're not alone with your stories and experiences. I know y'all think when some of y'all hear us creators on here, y'all might be like, yeah, they can only be that way because they didn't go through what I go through. No, some of us went through it. Like some of us went through it and it's made us wiser. It might have took like 15 years for us to get wiser. But we know what it's like. We know what it's like to be like, dang, that was like a kick in the gut. As a matter of fact, I did take it really, really hard. The military dude, I took really, really hard. Because we knew each other since like 13 years old. So I took it really hard. And right after him, I'm good. I'm not dating. All a man could do is buy me some drinks and we can be cool, but I'm gone. I'm gone, like I ain't dating. So I went all through the rest of the year, my junior year. I didn't date nobody. I was like, I'm good. He was a senior. I think I was a junior. And then it wasn't until like senior year that I started dating again. But I was really outraged. I was like, oh, all I wanted to do was party after that. I was like, I'm good. guys would try to talk to me in high school. I'd be like, no, I don't date high school guys. Not after what happened to me. But I was a little bitter. I was a little bitter. Um, but then when I saw what he chose, I was like, and what's funny that if it wasn't for like years down the road for like Facebook and all that, I probably wouldn't even known for sure. Like I knew he did, and my intuition told me he did. But once Facebook came in the early 2000s, I was like, bingo. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Y'all, people be getting caught on Facebook. People be hiding all the dirt they doing and then thinking and then putting their stuff on Facebook and don't realize that those posts is dated. You know? Like you could look at the post and be like, oh, so, you know, you was dating me this week and you got this post with this chick up in the same damn week. And that's how you be catching people like that. How I figured it out was the age of his child. And he blocked me from his Facebook, y'all. He blocked me. After I said, well, I'm good. I published my books. He blocked me from his Facebook. I think he knew that I saw his Facebook and that I figured it all out. So I guess he didn't want me to see no more. Cause I noticed I try to Google his name. I try to look up his Facebook. Once his mother came in my news feed, I'm like, okay, he blocked me. So he was mad because I wasn't thirsty for him. I was supposed to be thirsty for this dude 15 years later. Even though he ghosted me for somebody else. So he got triggered because I was casual with him in the chat. He slid in my DM and thought I was going to talk to him like nothing happened. So he figured like she must have saw my post. She didn't figure it out because I did. I went to his when he DM'd me the first time. I said, let me go see his Facebook. And I said, I knew it. I knew it when everybody told me he did. And my intuition, I saw the post, the time frame with his wife and his 2 kids. And I said, my daughter is little. I said, he's older than me. And this woman is older. So I could tell the time frame that, according to his son's age, that he literally got married and had her within 2 years, that 2-year time that he ghosted me. So basically when he completed boot camp and he was at the football game and he was supposed to come see me, he must have been dating her. And then, within 2 years then they was married with their first child. Yeah, I do. I think I thought, oh my goodness, y'all. And you know what's so funny? What you said just now, somebody just said, Advance. I think that's who's talking in here. Let me see. Um, yeah. That's funny that you said that because people used to like accuse, like say, like, how could that be your friend? He's arrogant and stuck up. They would be like, he's stuck up. Like, this guy that I dated in my senior year was like, I know that dude. Okay. Um, I had a habit of dating jockeys, jocks. So in my senior year, I was dating another jock that went to the same school. And he was captain of the wrestling team. The military dude was captain of the football team. I know y'all like, yeah, Miss B, you was pulling on. I thought I was. But anyway, the captain of the wrestling team, I started seeing him like about 6 months before graduation. By that time, The other dude was already done with military, moved on with this other chick or whatever. Um, so he was like the captain of the wrestling team was like, yeah, I know that dude. He captain of the football team at the same school I go to. He I said, wait a minute. I said, how you know him? He said, he's arrogant and he's stuck up and smuggish, and I don't like him. And I was like, oh wow. He was like, stay away from that dude. He's arrogant. And I was like, well, we was dating, and he just, he ain't talking to me. And he was like, you know what? I hate him for simply the fact that he did that grimy stuff. It was grimy like that. I was like, don't even do nothing. He's like, I should. He's like, when I see him, if he come back in town or whatever, he said I shouldn't beat him up. I was like, don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. Because the dude that was captain of the wrestling team, he was also trained in boxing and in defense too. Both of them was trained in that. I said, no, that would be a bad fight. Like, no, a wrestler, boxer fighting the military. No, it would be bad, horrific. So I said, no, don't. I could have had my new boyfriend confront him and be like, why you gonna do something grimy like that to her? She's a good person. But I was like, I'm not even gonna sick my new boyfriend on him. I'm just gonna just act like he just gone. But the whole thing was just a hot mess. But now that I think back and I'd be like, he actually was, bougie and stuck up. But it's so funny, like when you're young and you're divine and your frontal lobe is not developed, you don't want to judge people. You want to look on the bright side. You're always looking at the good parts. So even though everybody was telling me this, I didn't want to believe it. Even though it was right in my face. I used to think that he was just joking. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, his jokes was literally real. You know, um, when he would like act like, he was about me and then not about me, I should be like, oh, he joking. He'd be like, oh, I'm just joking with you. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it was true. So know that y'all ain't alone. If y'all going through it right now, I got people right now that told me loud and clear that they ain't choosing me. I'm like, okay, good. It's like that. That's fine. That's fine. You know, I got two people right now that done told me in so many words they want to chase something else. So, okay, fine. I told them, don't come here for no money and no rides. Don't come back here. Don't come back here asking for stuff. You know, it is what it is, y'all. You know, um, even with parents, when parents don't choose you, that happened to me. When you have a parent, it's like they had you, but they made you think they chose you, but meanwhile they chose somebody else's kid. That's what happened to me, y'all. My dad chose somebody else's child the same age as me. Even though I was a little kid, what did I do to deserve that? What did a little 9-year-old do to deserve that? I look like him. We got the same interests and passions and whatever. And you know, he chose um a woman's daughter, a stepchild over his birth child. I'm not saying that I'm better than a stepchild, but come on, y'all. So it happens. It don't just happen in love relationships. It happens in parent and child relationships too. I know people be like, how can you live with all that, like all that dismissing and all that? It was preparing me to do this YouTube channel. Believe it or not, everything you're going through is preparing you for a massive future breakthrough. Everything you went through is like lessons for something big. I would never thought in my wildest dreams that I would have 2,000 videos about relationships and family on YouTube, on a platform. But that's just how much I've been through, where I have so much to share and teach. Um, I don't want to be somebody on YouTube no more, on these platforms, just telling y'all stuff. I'm gonna be more less guarded. I'm gonna be less guarded so y'all can understand that I've gone through the same thing. Okay, I've gone through the same thing. I've um, three of my boyfriends chose me but didn't choose me, and each one of them circle back and they know what I said. I'm good. So, they either hit me up in a DM or they told somebody they want to get my number or something, and I said, "No, I'm good. Don't give them my number." It makes me want to just like knock somebody out when they try to circle back, because that's like a straight up insult. It's like, "Oh, you want me to take somebody's leftovers, the leftovers of somebody that you chose when you was originally chose me." Like, to me, that's a slap in my face. Like, you really think I would want you back? Wow, you really is underrating me. Like, that makes me want to just be like, you know what? I'll see you just to slap you in your face and walk away. Like, that, that's how I feel about it. Like, maybe I should have been like, yeah, let's hook up sometime. And I should have, did a little fake dinner with them and was like, no, I just came to throw this drink in your face and walk away, because you really think that you had me wrapped around your finger that bad that you could come back 10 years and circle back and we good like nothing happened. Y'all, telling you. Shoot, I got in-laws that didn't choose me. Didn't even choose me, but chose somebody else, and yet I didn't broke my back for them. I got in-laws I have broke my back for. Like, taking care of when they was sick, cleaned their homes, whatever. And nope, didn't choose me. Didn't choose me. Good to them. Went to the hospital, sat by their side through everything, whatever they were sick. Nope. Nope. Found out they want to treat people better and play favorites and stuff. I'm like, okay, get them to clean your house next time you sick. Get them to go sit by your side in the ER and take you shopping and stuff. Why are you asking me? It be cracking me up how people be choosing people that literally don't come through. That don't really be coming through. Just be coming through just to ruin them. Like, coming through with drugs, alcohol, fat food, you know, risky sex and stuff, trifling sex. Like, only coming through with that. But it's like, that's who they choose. Oh, that's how I know that's how I know I'm divine, and that's how you know you divine. When you be like, why's all these people keep choosing people choose me and keep on like choosing somebody over me, and how selfish and kind I am. Like, this seemed like the same stuff that the saints went through, the exact same stuff. Um, whew. I wonder if it's like something that the creator say, all my divine ones pretty much got to experience this in order to like have a certain level of ascension. Like, maybe that's a requirement or something. Cause I hear other divine ones saying the same stuff. Not just online either. I got somebody right now in my life that chose somebody over me, even though they chose me, but thought the grass was greener or whatever, and they really went out their karma, but the creator told me to like stay out of it. My intuition keeps saying stay out of it. That um, they still feel a little justified about what they did, because they don't believe. in God. They don't believe in karma, so they still feel justified. Like they said, I don't believe in karma. And I can sense like they're like, I said, okay. All right. So I said, a lot of people you don't believe in will hurt you. People you don't believe in, things you don't believe in will hurt you still. So I said, okay. So why are they asking me to forgive? Like that's wild. Like people will say, I don't believe in karma, but forgive me. Wow, that's like deep. That don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense because it's saying I don't think I'm gonna pay for what I did, but can you forgive me? So okay, so you don't have no growth. If you think you're gonna pay for what you did and you're afraid of paying for what you did, you will start to have growth. You will be determined to have growth. But if you don't believe you're going to pay for what you did, you will not seek growth. It will be unnecessary to seek growth. So why are you asking me to forgive you? If you ask for forgiveness, it's because you're saying I got growth. So, but if you don't have no growth, then you want me to forgive you with no growth. That sounds like you're just like all about your own feelings, your own ego, and don't care about my feelings. Then, I'm telling you, all right. The Creator told me go out there and make some friends. So, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. When somebody say I ain't choose you, I'll be like, okay, that's fine. We need to start like purposely like, okay, let me help you go out there. You didn't choose me. What can I do to make it easier for you out there to not choose me? So you could just really get all the karma you're supposed to get like right away. You think you could do better? Fine. Let me give you some places to go where you can meet people. Help you along your way. We need to start helping wicked people along their way. I was at a workshop and I wrote this poem about an argument I had with my ex. And I had said I helped him along his way. And the host was like, that was passive aggressive. I said, no, it's not. How can it be passive aggressive to help someone along their way when they literally insulting you and trying to beat you up and trying to abuse you? So she was gaslighting me. I said she must be an abuser and she got triggered because I said I helped his abusive butt along his way. So she was probably thinking about when she was abusing someone, and if someone like was happy to get rid of her, she would have been triggered. That's the thing about narcissists. When they when narcissists when they abuse you, they don't want you to be like happy to get rid of them. They want you to be like, please don't leave in spite of all their abuse. If you like literally just like be like, I'm happy to get rid of you, that like really hurt. That really pisses them off. So I told the lady, I said that lady is a narcissist. I said this lady hosting this workshop is a narcissist. Cause when we was giving feedback, they said give feedback on the poem. Say what you like, and she was like, um, I don't the whole poem was okay or whatever. She was like, but I feel like that line where she say, "Here, let me help you," whatever. I find that the writer was being passive aggressive, and the host was like, do not critique the writer, critique the work." So she kind of the other lady said, stay away from like saying speaking about the writer, like, and she was like, oh, I was just saying, I feel like that stanza was like passive aggressive, and I was like, no, he literally insulted me, called me all kind of names, and literally knocked me down, pushed me down. What was I supposed to do? Like say beg him to stay? What was I supposed to do? She didn't respond when I said that. I said he was insulting me and stuff, and he like put his hands on me, and I noticed she didn't say, oh, yeah, I would have physically thrown him out then. I noticed she didn't say that. I said, yeah, she's an abuser. She's a narcissistic, covert narcissist. And that triggered her. She imagined if somebody would have, like, helped her out, helped her leave if she abused her, and how she would be pissed. Somebody said, very true. Narcissists do not like me. They be like, I can't stand you. Because I be like one step ahead of them. They be thinking like they're going to get a certain reaction, and then they don't. And then they be like so triggered. And they'll come rushing in like 24 hours later and be like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'll be like, I don't give a damn. Shove it up your A. They'll be like, I'm sorry. I'll be like, I don't give a damn about your sorry. Shove it up your A. Take a hike. And they'll be like, you didn't have to say that. I'd be like, you didn't have to bash my things, while I'm in a whole nother room. You didn't have to lie on me, gaslight me, put your hands on me, insult me. No, shove it up your A. Shove it up your A. That's what I said to my ex. He was like, do not talk to me like that. He said, how dare you talk to me like that? I said, if the shoe fits, wear it. Go shove it up your A. I said, please get somebody else. Please go get somebody, another woman, please. I was like, please, so I can have some peace. I was like, please get your shit and go get somebody else. Y'all. Yeah, he was calling me all out my name and lying and stuff. I was like, why are you blowing hot and cold? I said, when I'm like catering you, giving you money, running for you, buying you, I'm doing all this stuff for you, and you blowing hot and cold. I said, I'm an attractive woman. I don't deserve this. I said, and I'm good to you. Like, I be catering you for you and stuff. And they was like, yeah, you're not that attractive. You're not attractive. And I said, you know what? Then I'll leave. And they was like, then leave then. I was like, okay, fine. You said then leave then. And so I said, fine then. And so they came like 24 hours later and was like, sorry. I was like, no, take your sorry and shove it up your A. That's what I said. And it was like, why can't you let it go? I said, I am. Take it, shove it up your A, and get somebody else. I was like, please get somebody else. Okay? You said that I'm not that attractive anymore. And in spite of me, like, working out, looking good, fit, spending my money on you, catering to you, okay, fine. And I said I was going to leave then. You said leave then. I said fine. And you come back days later because you see I'm not calling and chasing. Shove it up your A. Go get somebody else. Y'all. I got a narcissist family member who got mad because I reversed it on them and I didn't care. And they was like, oh, really? They tried to intimidate me. They tried to act like they was gonna come charging at me. And I was like, you know, let me see you try. They tried to threaten me then. I said, let me see you try. Y'all, I had some girl try to punk me out my parking spot for no reason. She wasn't even driving. The lady wasn't even parking her car. This is public parking where I live. Okay, and there's 3 spots back to back on the street. And she tried to punk me in my parking spot. She was a narcissist. She obviously had a problem with me getting on my car looking all good and her man seeing me. Her man was probably like looking out the window at me or whatever. So she was triggered like narcissist women do. Or So she tried to tell me, I said, this is public parking and I live around here. She was like, I own my home. I said, so do I. So do my family. And she was like, shut up before I pop you in your mouth. I said, let me see you try. Come on, let me see you do it. She was like, she was shocked. That just shut her down. These narcissists never think that you're going to be like, come on, come on. You know, like, come on, Cleo. Or let me help you out. Let me help you out the door. They never think you're going to do that. Y'all. Yeah, she was the lady in the work shirt was a covert narcissist. Cause she was supposed to say like what she enjoyed about the piece, but she had the nerve to say, I find that the writer's response to the abuse to be passive aggressive. And I said, wait a minute, but she didn't say nothing about the abuse though. So I'm just supposed to be sitting here battered and bruised by this person. Right? The fact that she didn't mention that at the beginning of the poem, I'm being battered and bruised by this person. They're calling me out my name. They're trashing my stuff. You know, we're arguing about them cheating or whatever. But she's like, that don't matter. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, woo, some of y'all ain't been through enough with a narcissist to send them about on their way. I will literally send one on their way immediately. I don't even care. The moment I see somebody is covert narcissistic with me, it's like I don't even care. There's no hearts barred in. I don't even care to lose them. I don't care. I'm not missing no sleep. It's like my problem is they always want to be like, oh, you don't care, so let me try to get you to care. Like, no, don't try to get me to care. Don't come back because you see I don't care. They hate for people not to care about their narcissism. They want us to care about it. They want us to be like, stop talking to me like that. Stop treating me like this. Ja, 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 ja. They want you to be in that energy. But when you be like, I know there's a narcissist in my life that cannot stand me because I be calling them out on it. I be like, don't raise your voice at me. Don't shout at me. And they be like, but I be like, when you can stop shouting at me, we'll talk. Like, you just like shouting at me for no reason. Like, put the thing on here. Like, and they'll be like, I didn't mean it that way. I say, shove it up your A. I don't care how you say you meant it. Shouting and shouting. They were snatching stuff out of my hand and pushing me out the way and all kind of stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to tell them, I snatched it back, y'all. I snatched the stuff back and I pushed past them. And they were like, what? Ah! I said, you pushed, I pushed back. You snatch, I snatch back. I said, don't disrespect me. We can have a police situation. If that's what you want, if that's what you want. But say excuse me. Don't shove me out the way and don't snatch my own stuff out my hand. Yep. Somebody out there fighting. The holidays always bring out the worst of some people around here. So I told him, I said, you push, I push back. You snatch, I snatch back. They said, your mouth is smart. I say, well, you get what you deserve. And they don't like me, y'all. My narcissist boss, I overheard her telling my coworker, she said, I cannot stand her. She was telling my coworker that she can't stand me. I cannot stand her mouth. I cannot stand the sound of her voice. I said, she's triggered. Because during my evaluation, one of the caregivers lied on me. And I was able to prove that she lied. And they didn't do nothing about it. And they were like, oh, I already wrote it in your evaluation, even though it's not true. But anyway, let's move on. I said no. Actually, I'm going to handle it with her. With her, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna speak to her. She was like, "You ain't gonna do it on the job." She said, "Don't do it on the job." I said, "I don't need this job to speak to her. I can catch her outside." She was like, "Oh my gosh." Oh my gosh. I said, "Yeah, I have a right to confront a coworker outside who wants to sit here and lie on me around evaluation time." And then she gonna give me this she gonna give me this gift that said I need to learn how to harmonize with employees. The gift, and I was like, "What is this for?" I was like, I don't need this," and I just left it sitting there on the desk. But she was like, my boss is like, "I cannot stand Mika. I can't stand her." Because there was nothing she could do, and I said I'm gonna confront her outside and ask her like why she lied. We grown, She forgot that I was grown. She tried to talk to me like a kid and was like, "It's already on your evaluation, so let's move on." I said, "Oh, actually, it's not settled because it's on my evaluation. I'm going to deal with it with her." She said, "Well, not on the job." I said, "I don't need this job to deal with her. I'll deal with her outside." And she was like, "Oh my god, okay. Oh my gosh." She was triggered. Woo, child. Wow. Yeah. These narcissists be so funny though. They hate when you like hate when you serve them. When you serve it to them, they be like, "Ugh." Like my ex narcissist, he was cheating and all that type of stuff. And um, when we had spoke on the phone, the last phone call, he was like, "Oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and go whatever." He was trying to play me down and stuff. And I was like, "All right." I was like, "My life is gonna go on. You do know that, right?" He was like, "Oh wow, oh wow, did you really say that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna go on, brah." I was like, "So let's go ahead on with our lives." And I straight up walked away. I hung up the phone, and then and he had came in the door. He had came in the door, and he was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and go." I was like, "Yeah, because you got caught cheating." And he was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and get you a ride." I was like, "Don't bother." I was like, "I'm gonna go on with my life. You do know my life is gonna go on." He was like, "Oh wow, you gonna go take it there?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." I was like, "We both gonna go on with our life now." And I walked right out and ghosted him. I said he was a narcissist. He was cheating with a girl that was sitting right beside me. Like, he was saying, "Oh, I'm the only one," and all this other stuff. And then all this stuff. And meanwhile, the girl he was saying was his friend, he was sleeping with her in like the same damn month. He was sleeping with me. And he was swole. He was swole that I wasn't upset. Like, I wasn't like, "How you gonna play me down like that? How you gonna dismiss me like this?" He didn't get that reaction. And so he was like, "Oh wow, really? You just gonna say life is gonna go on for you and roll like this?" I was like, "Yeah." Telling you, I don't mean no harm. Rather than deal with a narcissist, I would rather play with myself than put up with them. Some people be putting up with narcissists because they lonely and horny and don't got nobody else at the time. I would rather be forced into celibacy than put up with them. Serious. I'd rather be one lonely woman than put up with them. Like, no. The mind games, the mind effery that they oh my goodness, the mind games. The way they want to love bomb you to the max, and then all these dark secrets and lies and stuff, and then gaslight you and play you down and act like you're overreacting. Woo! I learned to be very nonchalant when you catch them. When you catch a narc, be very nonchalant. Be very casual. Treat them like you don't even got no history with them. Like, be like, consider that the moment you catch them, like, that relationship been over. It been over. Like, it ain't over when you catch them. It been over when you catch them. You was just in an illusion. They had already dismissed you. Hi, everybody. So yeah, somebody needed to hear this video, because every time I came to the channel over the last 5-6 hours, I keep getting the same thing about it keeps showing up in the news feed. I got it as a download about meeting new people and moving on. I heard move on when I came to the channel. The last video I heard, tell them to move on and move on. So that's why I did this video, y'all. Y'all know I will only show up during daylight now if it's urgent. Don't be taking these narc backs, y'all. They coming back. I done had like 2 narcs slide into my DM and try to like renew the friendship. I'm like, no, I'm good. They always try to do that around the holidays. It's like, I'm good, bruh. We can't be friends. We can't be friends. I don't do new friends so close to the holidays. It's like, nah, no new friends. No old friends. I don't redo relationships around the holidays. I make new friends. People be sitting up there in November like, oh, I don't get nobody. It's getting cold. It's about to get real snowy. I need somebody's house to chill in. Somebody's car to chill with. Somebody who will chill with me and feed me and cater to my ego. Let me go ahead and call Miss V, because Miss V make me feel good when I'm lonely. She build me up. She asks me if I'm hungry. She give me a warm blanket and some hot cocoa. Yeah, even though I did her like dirt, she's such a caring person. She'll let me back in. And I'm like, nah. I'm like, this is old Miss V now. This is middle-aged old Miss V. Nah, old middle Miss V, no. I'm telling y'all gonna realize that half of those body pains y'all having is because y'all didn't let somebody back in your energy. Y'all could be getting along again. You could be like, yeah, I took them back. And we ain't arguing or nothing, even though they still doing you like dirt behind your back. Your body hurting you. You like, why is this body? Because their energy is fake. It's toxic. Narcissists will hurt your body just being in a room. I didn't have narcissists look at me and immediately felt lightning in my body. Like, woo, child, your energy is that demonic. So be careful, y'all, taking people back. I'm telling y'all. Nah. Never, ever take people back between November and February. Like, people, could they be trying to come back because they broke. They didn't ate up their harvest. They wasn't mindful with their money and their food and stuff. They looking for the best resource, the most people-pleasing person they could find. And they start thinking about all the people-pleasers that was from their past. The empath people-pleasers. And then they go right to you like, hey, you was the best one I ever had. You was the best people-pleaser I ever had. You catered to me no matter what I did. So then they call you. They slide in your text message and be like, hey, what's up? You need to call me. Let's hang. Like, nah, I'm good. Nope. No. Like, tell them, be like, I ain't got no job, I ain't got no money, I ain't got no car, I ain't got no crib, I'm sleeping on my parents' couch. I bet you any money, they be like, they'll slide right back out of your DM. They will roll. Okay? Just break it down. That's how you test them. They want you back. Do a little test. Be like, I don't got nothing going on. I ain't got nothing. My libido is down. Car down. You know, I'm barely getting enough of unemployment to pay my bills. Like, literally give them the sob story. You know what's funny? A lot of these narcissists is always giving sob stories when you meet them. Like, how come a lot of them is not like got it going on when you meet them? It's like they start to have it going on once they get with you. Next thing you know, they getting all kind of fuel. They start to, they doing real good. It's like, dang, they've been sucking up your energy so much. That's why they like doing better. Like, I know a narcissist in my life that if they just be around me for 1 week, they able to fast and everything. They're like, and I can't. And next thing you know, they getting gifts at their job. They bright eyed and bushy tailed, and I'm drained. They feeling all good, happy go lucky, and I'm like, stressed out because they playing their little pet mind games, emotional toxic games. The whole thing that the narcissists want to do when they come back is they coming to feast on your energy. That's why they coming back, y'all. They ain't coming back because you was the best they ever had. They coming back because there's a resource or a conversation that they didn't have with you that would bring them back to their, power level they want to get back to. That's it. All right, y'all, I'm going to head on out. We got 14 people in the house. I got to get ready to go. But I don't like how these overt narcissists be doing like micro attacks. That's the only reason why I don't like going out in society during the day. All the micro attacks that the overt narcs do. You be enjoying yourself shopping and stuff, and they'll just say something sideways. You be like, phew. Those overts, man, they don't care who here. They don't care. It's like, I wonder how they still got all their teeth. Like, their teeth ain't knocked out their mouth. Like, why ain't they beat up and battered and bruised? Because they be, like, so public with their narcissism and disrespect. Like Tina Turner husband. He was abusing her around people out while they was out to eat and stuff. And it's like, I'm surprised that nobody knock him out for Tina. You know? Woo! But them coverts is the worst though. Y'all better hope y'all never get with a covert narc. Woo! You be looking like they got everybody fooled out here. The way they could switch, the way they could just switch like that is like scary. The way they could just become a totally different person when everybody's around. Oh my goodness. And they have a way of saying little things around people to make people think that you're the narc. And it's like so wild. I had a narc sit up there and try to lie and tell the doctor that I was beating them down about their weight. That I was picking on them about their weight. And the way they did it is they said, I lost weight. See? And the doctor like looked and was like, and I was like, I never said nothing about them like being fat. I never called them fat. I never tore them down about their weight. They were tearing me down about my weight. I was so shocked because they were projecting. What they were trying to imply that I did to them, they actually did to me. I never did that to them. So my mouth hit the floor. Okay. And the doctor was like, and I think the doctor was like intuitive. So the doctor kind of like side-eyed them like, I ain't buying it. Whatever you're trying to imply by that comment. And I was just like, and when we laughed, I was like, why did you look at me and then look at the doctor and make it like I'm picking on you about your weight when you're insulting me about my weight. You say stuff about my weight, like ignorant stuff. And it was like, they tried to gaslight me. That's not what I was doing, trying to do in there. I said, yes, it was. You looked at me and was like, see, I lost weight now. I said, that is exactly what you were doing. I said, you know what? If you want to imply lies, say I picked on you about your weight, then I'm gonna pick on you about your weight. Then that's what I'm gonna do. And they were like, no, don't do that. I said that don't try to send subliminal messages in the room that I'm picking on you about your weight when I don't. Be careful what you wish for. Y'all, that's what I told them. I was like, cause I'm gonna pick on your weight then, like you pick on my weight. You pick over my body then. Obviously you want me to do that to you since you're going to lie in that doctor's office. That's what I told them. They never did it again. I was like, fine then. You want to lie? Then every time I see you, I'll be like, move your fat butt out the way. You're fat. I'll say all kind of stuff then. Then your dream will come true. Your illusion, your projection will come true then. And then you'll know how it feels. Y'all. I just laugh. That's why I always laugh about these narcissists. They are some straight up clowns, man. They're so clowny and think they're so slick. The covert narcissists think they're so slick with their covert behavior. And they be really thinking they know the power they have over you. And then when it backfires, they be like flabbergasted. They be sitting there in their mind like, why didn't it work? Oh my gosh. What did I do? And it's like, what did you think you did? You played yourself. It ain't working no more. I'm tired of you. Okay, y'all, I gotta get ready to go. I'll see y'all later. All right. Have a happy holiday and enjoy your holiday. I'll try to get on tonight, y'all, okay, for the night crew. But I knew somebody had to watch this video. That just shows with the likes on this video that y'all need to watch this. Make some new friends. If y'all going out this weekend, trying to get a little merry with, and happy hour or whatever at the bars or whatever. Make some new friends. That's what the creator told me. I ain't answering no old calls. I'm not. Some people still be trying to get with you after the holidays so they can get that after the Christmas gift. New Year's, a lot of people be trying to get back because they want to hook up with you for New Year's. They want to get some New Year's booty and drinks and some free drinks and want to treat your house like it's the local bar. It's like, no, I'm good. Okay, bye, y'all. See y'all later.